and welcome to this afternoon's drive. The weatherman got it really wrong. It was supposed to be warm and wonderful. As you can see, it is not. It is cold and windy. Let's see, we've got Hello Mary, Michael, Di, Alex, Barbara, Africa Sky, Ariana, Connie, Jan. Oh, I'm going to be blown away here. So we're going to go look for the wild dogs again. Managed to get, I'm trying to get them to change the collar pin time, so it's easier for us to find them. But so far we haven't had any luck with that. But they did pin at about 1 o'clock this afternoon down near Sekwe Dump, so that's where we're heading. Hello Becky. No, it is ridiculously cold this afternoon. It should not be this cold. It was 90 yesterday, and what's today? Feels like it's 50, but I don't think it's that bad. What does it say we are? 65. That's cold enough. So we're going to be shooting down towards the southeastern corner. Maybe they're fat and full and haven't moved too far. Wow, this wind is something else. Michael, I am very cold. And also when I left my house, it was warm. I was like, no, I'll just wear shorts and sandals. Thankfully, I did have my boots with me, but I didn't bring any long pants. Hello, Rosemary. Now, while we're meandering our way to the east at the moment, as has become quite common, it's time for a quiz. And I've been trying to think of some new stuff to quiz, and came up with what I hope is a good one. And that was when and where were the last naturally occurring lions in Europe? Obviously, in Greek and Roman mythology and history, lions played an incredibly important part, like they still do in a lot of African cultures and Asian cultures, well, Indian cultures. Hello, Brian. So there we go. I'm trying to think outside of the box. Around when do people think that lions last occurred naturally in Europe, and where? Now we've got decisions to make. Which way we're going to take to get down to the dogs, or near where the dogs last were, and then maybe, because we have a pin to work from, we can then use the telemetry. In this weather, if they're full, they're going to find somewhere to lay low. Becky, it says it's 61 in Indiana, so we're not too far off. We're supposed to be coming out of our cold spot. It is supposed to start getting hot again. Brian says Spain, 18th century. We'll wait for a few more answers. Woo! Chilly, chilly, chilly. what do we got? African harrow hawk. Is he going to sit for us, or is he also just riding this wind? Nah, he ain't going to sit. He's just going to keep flying. Maybe. Nah, he's just going to keep flying. So I'm obviously not talking about the cave lion, which was a solitary species, a big species. The European lion, which was considered to be a subspecies of the Asiatic or African lion. Sorry, Elsa. Africa sky, Greece, 16th century. Neolithic on the Baltic Peninsula, Ariana says. Oh, Elsa, I wish I was at 102, 86 feels like 102 right now. Macedonia, 2nd century CE. Well, Macedonia, is that Europe? Was that? Oh, that's on this cusp, I suppose. Yes. There was something about Barbary lions in the UK around the 15th century. So it's quite difficult to pinpoint because the history isn't great. But in the research I did over the weekend, as I said, I had to up my quiz game. I suppose Turkey is probably Asia, but Turkey on the Euphrates River, the last lion was recorded in about 1870. So relatively recent, but in old world Europe, Greece, Spain, Italy, etc., the scientists guess around, oh no, I've forgotten, I'm going to remember now, but before Christ, so where are my notes, 7th century BC. They think they were extinct from the Greeks and from Romans. And obviously they kept much better notes than everyone else. So there's a possibility they could have survived a bit longer. But lion hunting was such a popular pastime with the Greek and the Romans. And competition for space and food is probably what put the European lion out of business. And in my research, very interestingly, while they think probably around 1200 BC, they can note from the art how lions were depicted in art. So from before that, it was quite realistic, quite close to type. But after that, they became more like stylized deer, very skinny and whatnot, and not sort of having very lion-like qualities. So that's sort of the thinking that by that stage, no one was actually seeing lions to be able to even depict them in art. Michael, you are 100% correct. Brent, I have a feeling that in school you were like me and only remembered the stuff that you were interested in. Who needs algebra when you have natural history? Oh, hello. What's going on here? A white-backed vulture and a hooded vulture. I think they could just be found a nice tree with this terrible weather we're having. So Africa sky, the ones that the Romans were using in the Colosseum, a lot of them came from North Africa. So obviously the Roman Empire extended into North Africa. And it's not that far from Europe, so a lot of the lions that were being used there were actually captured in North Africa. So there's the white-backed vulture, we go to the right, there's the hooded. Not enough to get me excited to go have a scrounger more puppies in the boma because they're running free. Okay, let's keep moving into the wind. I'm hoping the wild dogs have found like a nice spot in a drainage line out of the wind to rest, because I feel like that's what I should be doing as well. Oh, wow. So, for all of our pack members, it's time for the keyword of the week to get your high-res photograph. And this week's keyword is connection. And it's a photo of none other than the Rietspruit's favorite troublemaker, Cheeky Chops, and his mom. Okay. We're going to keep heading south, and then we're going to head east along the riverbed. Well, from all the fallen trees in this area, Cheeky Chops and his mom have been busy around here. My goodness, I can't believe how cold it is. Hi, Di. Di would like to know, is the reserve going to be big enough to support the pack as it grows? It should be, yes, Di. So, I mean, with wild dogs, and so also one of the reasons we've gone for quite a small pack when we've had the choice, is that they will have, as soon as they get to a sort of larger size, they disperse. So the others will disperse out of the pack. And also they have such a high mortality rate with lions and other animals that we should be good. Okay. I haven't been down this road in a long time. Did I take the wrong road? I think I did. I think I meant to go left and I went right. No, I did take the right road. It's okay. I just haven't been down here in some time. Okay, up the hill. I have moved into one of the areas where we don't have a lot of roads. I'm going to get on the next road that heads east. Michael, I have not been following that. Grant mentioned it to me briefly about the packs. Is that the one where the female adopted or kidnapped her daughter's babies? I have not been following that. I'm sorry. We've been quite busy with quite a lot of changes at the moment. I haven't really been checking social media too much, which is naughty. But I do have a chat with Grant coming up this week, so maybe he can fill me in properly. But yeah, it's been very busy. We got Gareth and Victoria, I think we're starting on Thursday. Very exciting. But I must admit, even though it's cold and windy, it's better to be out here than looking at my laptop. Oh, this wind! Ears are getting cold, so windy. There's almost no one on drive this afternoon. I've heard one other car out. Okay. Not quite yet. This area at this time of the year, it's got a lot more grass than other areas. It's slightly more sour felt, but it provides good grazing in the dry. It's interesting, the dogs haven't made their way down across the sun slope or deep slope yet. They just sort of keep going up and down in this, it's more than half the farm that they've covered already. And they're showing the correct amount of respect for a fence. We are getting in the zone. We must just start keeping our eyes open. It is the time of the day. If they weren't successful hunting this morning, that they might want to run around. What we really want to see is them digging in termite mounds, thinking about having babies. I did, Alex saying, did I know that there were leopards in Europe? I did, and if I remember correctly, even after the Middle Ages, in parts of Spain, they survived the longest. I think in the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, we're not far from that 1 o'clock ping from the wild dog collar. quick look around here. Oh, so windy. There are the tracks. Okay, come on puppies. The first time we'll have them on a pack drive if we find them. Tracks. Okay. Go off the road.
Lie on for the fence line here on the eastern part. The set is for the next door. Two females, static.
So this is where they were at 1 o'clock this afternoon, almost. A little bit further, like on the edge of a thicket, so they might have found a spot to have a snooze. Oh, that rock looked like a wild dog sleeping for a second. Under that belt of forum, let me just go look on the other side. There's a little drainage system, and if they were happy and fat and full, they might go move into to have a snooze. Very thick, yeah.
Are you coming? Nearby, you can cover title.
Just looking for likely places if I was a wild dog where I'd want to snooze. Cat. If they are still close, we might have a chance. We will not have a chance because no one has charged it. That is as dead as a doornail. Okay, change of plans.
I'm getting my rolling up there.
Just remember to charge this when we get home. Where's this? Afternoon, Dad. Male lines, eastern fence. I'm just checking the last pin for the dogs. They're not here. And I think that's it so far. Okay, so if they were and they made a kill, where would they go next? To water. So let's go have a look at the dam. How many spare batteries do we keep? 4. I think this takes more than 4. Let me just check. Actually, before we move, when I don't open this thing, it's been a long time since I've had to. How do I open this now? Ugh, it doesn't want to open. No, we'll figure that out at the dam, I think. Michael, excellent question. Would the conservation efforts like we utilize in Southern Africa, where wild dogs are doing quite well, be effective in a place like the Masai Mara? Unfortunately not. Not currently. So the biggest problem with the Mara is the amount of people, and with the people, they're domestic dogs, and a lot of them are unvaccinated. So distemper is the biggest threat to the populations in the Serengeti and the Mara. Hi, Janine. So yeah, oh, don't you try to steal my blankie. Currently, unfortunately not. So you would need national buy-in, which is quite difficult in a place like Kenya. There's quite a lot of politics involved in conservation. You would need someone like EWT or grants and stuff that would run the whole population as a single population. So the cost of catching and moving dogs with different genetic markers to different areas. Currently, I mean, dogs turn up in the Mara occasionally from the Serengeti. I know there's some in Laikipia, and then there's Savo's got free roaming dogs, but how big and how healthy that population is very difficult to determine. There's not a lot of people. I mean, Savo is a massive park, and there's not a lot of people in a lot of Savo. So there's, and again, it is open to areas where there are communities that have cattle and camels, a lot of camels there. So people have dogs, and that's the biggest problem there. Okay. Okay, let's go have a look at the dam and then I'll see if I can figure out if I can get this telemetry operational again. Just want to do it while we're in a thicket. Yeah. So, Rungwa, Raha, Salu in Tanzania all have very healthy wild dog populations, but those areas are massive. Let's go check the water. Double check. You never know, that Sigfox collar might pin again. Let me just log into the collar quickly. See what happens. Let me get down there and show you. So I'm pretty sure they made a kill earlier today from the collar data that's coming in from the Sigfox collar, which is on the females. The male's got the more traditional GPS collar. Around here. I love it. Oh, elephants. Well heard. Let me just go quickly look at the water for the dogs, and then if nothing, I'll come back for the ellies. This would be an ideal area in these guarri thickets for them to rest up. Oh, it's just so windy today. The eddies might come down here for a drink just now as well. Alright, just do a quick... monkeys are here, no one's alarming. Monkeys on the ground. Waterbuck. Oh, nice. They're in the gap. Oh, can see the bum. Yeah, there. Waterbuck. They're all very, everything's just very nervous in this wind. Let's see. They give us another chance to have a look at them. The monkeys running on the ground gave them a fright. But we've started to see the waterbuck more and more here at Sekwe Dam. Nah. Okay. Let's go back to the heffalumps. And then maybe that collar will ping again while we're with the ellies. elephant herd just to the south of Sekwe Dam.
Station, I'm putting out of these two Madoda Ngala, still stationary with the two females of the other side on the eastern fence line. Thank you very much.
Oh, they're still there. I was like, no, it couldn't disappear that fast. I'm just trying to see if it's the best spot, maybe back a bit. I'm trying to see if they look like they've drunk already today. It looks like they already went swimming. They went swimming in this cold weather, these mad elephants. Oh, it sounds like more behind us. Oh, there. You just see the trees disappearing. Now just with this windy weather, gotta be sometimes just a little bit more cautious around the ellies. I feel it's open enough around here. Don't look at me like that. It's okay. I don't want trouble. Yes, you're very scary. Are you coming into must now that you're getting cheeky like that? Hey, 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 hey. You can just see from his body language. Could just be the wind. Don't do it. Don't charge me. Don't do it. Cheeky chops, don't come make things worse. You also giving us the long nose. Cheeky. Yeah, enough. Behave yourself. Cheeky chops. No. They are just a little bit funny. I'm just going to move out. Otherwise we're about to get caught between all of them. And the big bull coming down the road and the others, they're about to surround us. So rather let's just, in this very strong wind, play a little bit on the side of caution. I should cross in front of us. We shouldn't get stuck between them. We're about to get stuck in the middle of them. And already with that female being a bit aggro and cheeky chops can really make things worse quickly. It's because you found out it was your picture is this week's pack member prize. Is that why you want to cause trouble, cheeky? So domestic animal vaccination is sort of enforced. But oh, look at him playing with his mom. Standing by.
Good afternoon. I'm just like 5-6 minutes away from you. Can I join you there?
Yeah, FM. Just come to the southern side of the dam. They're in the quarry thickets on the road. Oh, look at that.
Coming from the eastern side of the fence, I'll be there shortly.
Look at that big stretch by the big boy from next door, who is now probably more here than next door. Yes, we do still have that. That's the neighbor. Again, it's quite a complicated thing getting to the very rural parts of Africa in terms of that, getting people to vaccinate their domestic animals. And there are oral There are oral vaccines against distemper. They've been trialed, but they don't seem to be that effective because you're trying to force wild dogs to eat meat. It's a bit difficult. They might eat around the pill falls out. Oh, what have we got flying there? Two interesting raptors. Where are my binoculars gone? The kites are back. Yeah, yellow-billed kites. I can even hear them calling. So they've made their way back. Well, I don't think Cheeky Chops thinks he causes the fuss for no reason, but he does. He's just a naughty little boy. So he's going to be waiting in ambush for us around the corner. They might go drink. Yeah. So we've got one here. So let's see if it's a boy or a girl before I sneak past. It's okay. Nah, she wants to go first. Look like Dentine. Don't you turn around and give me trouble. So the rest of the herd are headed down to go drink. We're going to try and get around to have a look now.
Joining the cabin logo, stick with them.
Our herd is now drinking at the dam. Alright, let's
I'm just joining down now them.
go around to the other side where we can get a better view. Well, the one thing I wasn't expecting on this cold day was elephants drinking, so that's a nice surprise. Isn't that beautiful? We're missing, how many we got there? I think we're missing one bull. Thought I saw him earlier, so he could still be around. How many we got there? Should be 1, 2, 5, 6, there should be 7. So I don't think they're going to be swimming today. Exactly. The access to vets and also the cost of the veterinary stuff in rural Africa. Most of that, if there is money to be spent on veterinary expenses in rural Africa, most people will spend it on domestic livestock, so cows, goats, sheep, things that you can eat or sell. I'll just check if that collar is not. Here's our little guy. No, Michael, he's just, that big bull's so big, when he wants to come back, he'll come back. Hi, Guido. Yeah. Just come out a bit wider so we can see the mountains as well. And look at that, although mountains and the clouds. Yeah, that's the shot. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Let's go see where they're going to get up to. Oh, let's wait for the bull. Let's wait for a little bit with him. No, stay wider, Basil. If he's going to follow, then we'll go. Yeah, he is. See where they're going to go.
The dog now started to move heading east towards the eastern fence line from the dam.
I think south, not east, my friend. They look like they're going back into that block where you originally found them. I might just stop here and feed for a bit as well. Quite a unique spot to get sort of above ellies like this. Oh no, there's the other bull. So both bulls are here. Yeah, everyone's here. He hasn't had a drink yet. Oh, he must have. His trunk doesn't look wet. And you can see that how much bigger the two bulls are. Are they going to have a little play fight? Yep. So you can see they're similar age. The one from next door might be a bit older. Definitely a bit taller.
We're also putting out of a block with 2 Madoda lions unattended.
Who's that?
I'm not sure it's about Fuzzy.
It's not a new guide for Kaya or My Africa.
I think they are, they won.
Hey. Yeah, Saab.
Yeah?
Yeah, Saab to Kuluma on the radio.
That's Saba to Kuru.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I find her always. She gives the radio to the tracker.
yeah, just new, so yeah, lot of protocols and all that, so, Saba too much, but the Mutas Kankan.
Okay.
You guy,
I'll check.
you told.
Yeah, guys. I think let's stick with the ellies a bit more. I think we can catch them round as we go around the block. And I still got a feeling those wild dogs are going to pop up somewhere in this area. That's where they were earlier today. And I said, and from the collar data, it looks like they've made a kill. So they probably haven't moved too far. Enjoy, guys. Still, my gut's telling me those dogs are still around here somewhere. And I think we might have some time while we wait for the elephants to get through that thicket. And I can show you what I mean, why I think they've made a kill from the collar data. Oh, they're fast today. Look at he's stalking us through the trees. Naughty. What's that? go. Hi guys. Oh, Cheeky Chops is in fine fettle. Charging everyone. Here come the bigger one.
Last quarter, we can't hear what you're saying with your wind.
Let's get a bit closer.
That's what to wait before you start speaking and then stop driving.
Big grey bums, big grey bums. Good question, Michael. Michael says, do I think one or more of the cows are in estrus? Is that why both bulls are tagging along? I actually think none are in estrus while they're tagging along, because if they're in estrus, the big boy from our other big boy would be back. So I think he's chasing ladies in estrus, so that's why he's next door at the moment. These guys are still a bit young to try chase females in estrus. Okay, they're going to disappear into the block. So let me just show you what I mean quickly. I think it's just for companionship at the moment. Okay. Wait, let me do this on my iPad. It's going to be easier for everyone to see. Second to log in for it. Okay. So this is where they were at sort of 1 o'clock 4 hours ago, but earlier in the day, they were around that area a lot, which probably means they were eating something. Or possibly looking, it might be a termite mound, they might have been looking at a den site, but there's just too much stuff there. I would say they're eating something and then they've moved off. So, I know the lines are that way. I think let's go check, let's go check the southern boundary, because if they kept going south, they would have hit that. Oh, it's so windy. Hi. They've gone straight into the block here. You might be able to catch them on Waterbook. They might come through on the corner, but like 2 minutes ago they just walked off.
Oh,
okay.
No. Okay, but the lions are still there.
The lions? Yeah, no, I don't care about lions. They're smelly cats. I'm looking for the wild dogs. They were lost in this area, so I'm just looping around. Yeah. I'm tired of smelly cats. Cheers. Yeah, those male lions are just sleeping, so let them sleep. I want to keep looking for the puppies. So actually, this is the area I last saw a serval in as well. It was down here. quiz time. What big cat is the closest relative to cheetah? It is a next door rhino. Wait till too easy. You are correct, Ariana. Puma or mountain lion. Cougar. Oh! It's nice when we're hiding from the wind for a bit down there. Big boy, next. Big boy. Almost due a nose trim. Or trim. Basil, are you watching audio? What? Because they're saying there's a loose mic connection.
Sounds fine on my side.
Basil says it sounds fine on his side. Is that better? Let me know, is that better, guys? Could even just be how strong the wind is sometimes when we're coming up here. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, all seems good. This is the neighbor's rhino. Big bull. Quite lucky. Quite often in this weather the rhinos can make themselves quite scarce. I'm having a good munch. Oh, this wind! Every time I feel like it's gonna not howl as much, it starts howling again. Okay. Bye, Rhino. Okay. As I said, the dogs are in this corner. There's only really 2 roads that run north-south. There's no roads that run east-west here. So they could have easily moved through this block down onto the fence. So we're going to keep trying. Woo! It's quite exposed out here. And I'm popping in and checking every now and then that that Sigfox collar hasn't updated again. Look. Nah, still on the same spot. There's a couple of good little spots in this area. There's these little river systems and thickets that if I was a wild dog and the weather was howling like this and I didn't want to bump into any lions, that's where I would sleep. They are all still together, as far as we know. So one of the females has a collar and the male has a collar, and they're always pinging together, so which says they are still together, which is great, which means they have bonded as a pack. So if they hadn't bonded as a pack by now, they would have split already. This is the road we were looking for them on a bit earlier. Could very easily be still just testing the boundaries. was really hoping we were going to find them. We'll have to maybe try again on Wednesday. No, nothing that side. Okay, you know what, I can't believe I'm doing this on an afternoon safari. But it's got that cold, for me at least. I'm putting gloves on. Maybe it'll bring us some luck. Oh, much better. Keep hoping I see those little puppies running down the fence in front of us. So they're not the same as our wild dogs. Who can tell me where else you find? Oh, this is going to be a good one. Let me think. Actually, I want to rephrase this one. I want to make this one a tough one. Ooh, below 10 is cold. I think we're probably about 12, 13, maybe 15 now. Okay. Who can name the most it's too broad. Anyway, it'll be fun anyway, so we'll get. Who can name the most obscure wild dog? There's a couple of different types of wild dogs throughout the world. There's some crazy ones in South America, like a pampas dog and a maned wolf. But I'm looking for the most obscure wild dog species that you can think of. Alex and Ariana, I think you'll like this one. And see if you guys can come up with my one, my most obscure wild dog species. So we'll get rid of some of the easy ones. Obviously the dhole, the Indian wild dog, wolves, jackals. Dhole, there we go. Well done, Africa Sky. The Indian wild dog. wind's blowing so hard that I can't even see if there are tracks, fresh tracks on this road. It does look like them. That look like it's possibly them going this way, okay. But it's just been blown over. No, it's an Egyptian wolf, but an Ethiopian wolf. That's a good one there, Janine. But still not obscure enough. Nope, nothing. Oh, bush dog, that's a good one. From Central America, but I'm thinking of one that's even more obscure. That is a good one. I actually didn't think of that one. I was actually reading about them the other day. Bush dogs, Colombia, that part of the world. Raccoon dog, another good one. But still, I want even more obscure. Dingo, an Australian wild dog. Raccoon dog, we're getting some good ones in here. Short-eared dog, still good, but I'm still looking for crazy. They're not even sure if there are any left in the wild. But I think they actually did discover some wild ones not so long ago. Barbara! Well done! That's the one I was thinking of. New Guinea or Papua New Guinean singing dog. I have read so much about them, and one day I was like, I'm going to go find them. But I think probably not. Papua New Guinea is definitely a place I'd like to visit, but as I've got older, there's a few more other places I'd like to visit first. The Papua New Guinea or New Guinea singing dog. Well done, Barbara. That's the most obscure one I can think of. My mic is cutting out. Is it on your side or is it on my side? Because I haven't moved. Oh, there's one I'm not even sure about. A hoary Zorro. I'm gonna have to look up that. Is that one of those weird South American ones? Okay, let's think of another good one in this cold and windy weather. Dogs, dogs, dogs. Let's stick on dogs. When was the last recorded wolf attack on human beings? There's an interesting one. There's an interesting conversation that'll come from that. Indeed, Barbara, there's some crazy stuff out there if you start digging into those obscure species. Bye, John. TC, I'm not sure where that means. In January, Mary 2010 in Alaska. Alex, I'll wait for a few more. Ariana, you read the same stuff I read, I guess. Last week in India. It's been confirmed as wolf. And it's very interesting. There seems to be a habit of human predation, particularly children, in that part of India when certain sort of when the climates change and stuff like that. And this has been recorded over nearly a 50-year period when certain sort of environmental factors start to play. These wolves start predating on people, particularly children. It's a particularly poor area. A lot of sort of single-parent female households. There's quite a common habit of sleeping outside during the summer months when it's hot, and the wolves have adapted. That have adapted to. Oh, why is impala running like that? I see impala randomly running, and we know we've got dogs. We know how much distance they can cover. Could have just got a sprite in this miserable wind. Impala were running from this direction, so I'm going to change my plan. They just came flying. I just saw two flying past at absolute breakneck speed. Yeah, so I went down that rabbit hole a couple of days ago. And as I said, human attacks by wolves are very rare. And there normally are sort of some outside factors, whether they be environmental or pressure or both. But I just couldn't believe it. So, I mean, it's been happening, been documented for nearly 40 years. 50 years, at certain times of the year, certain other stuff, that these wolves then start actively predating on human beings. So interestingly enough, and I'm normally quite clued up on this, we haven't really had a reported major case of man-eating in Africa for a while now. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but there hasn't sort of been an outbreak. Now, one of the reasons we might not have heard anything is the area that's had sort of the most outbreaks of man-eating lions in the last 20 years or so is northern Mozambique, and there's been a bit of, well, quite a lot of upheaval there with Islamic State, so there might just not be reports coming out of that area. And also a lot of the people have been displaced. Now, that's not to say people haven't been killed by lions. There have been quite a few people killed by captive lions, but that is different. So that area, southern Tanzania, northern Mozambique, from 1990 to 2000, I can't see that, there were 32 different recorded cases of outbreaks of lions. Estimated over 1,000 people killed over that 10-year period. 90s, well, a bit longer than 10 years. Africa sky, yeah, that is one of the issues in India. Actually, it's an issue everywhere where we've expanded and taken over the resources. But I just find it quite interesting because it's a very interesting part of India up against the Himalayas there. So those animals range quite far. But at certain times of the year with certain climatic events happening at the same time, there's 40 years of data that lead them to sort of, when this sort of bunch of things all happen at the same time, the wolves start predating on people. Cheers, Michael! So Janen saying, in 2020, British Columbia, Canadian lone wolf lunged at a man turning home from visiting his friends. He was badly injured and then went to hospital. So I think it's interesting. There could be outliers with individual animals, injuries, things like that. But when a pack starts actively predating on humans, And it's not a sort of outlier. It's the whole group, particularly with wolves being social animals. I thought since we had no luck with the dogs, we'd take a little trundle through Kudu-Krip female leopard territory. One thing I find so fascinating in India, particularly with the leopards, with that huge amount of human beings, how the leopards are in the cities and whatnot, how few actually human fatalities they have from leopards. Nearly time to pull up. Where's it? A little bit. And see, this is, I mean, not quite at spotlight time yet. Still enough ambient light around. Now, one of the reasons we changed the times, so I do want to spend a little bit more time in the dark while we're at this time of the year and it's dry, to try find some spotty cats. Oh, elephants. Naughty heifer lumps. Indeed, yeah. There has seemed to be a few more cougar or mountain lion attacks in the last 10 years. Oh, saying how they coexist with people quite well. They do indeed. But there has seemed to be a few more attacks in the news, particularly in California. I'm still desperate to see one. One day. Now, if you are a leopard, after the hot weather, a cool, windy, dark night like this is a great hunting opportunity. Oh, duiker. So, what animal kills the most human beings in the world? Which animal kills the most human beings in the world? Easy one. Oh, here we go. Africa Sky, hippo. Brian, mosquito. Janine, mosquito. I'm just going to get through the steep crossing and I'll have a look again now. Mosquito, mosquito, hippo. I'll let a few more answers come in. Oh, throwing things around. I'll give you guys till we get to a little water hole. Well, just hoping that Kudu Krip coming for a drink. Okay. Aha, Janine, you are right. Human beings. Then the mosquito. And so from mammal, wild mammal in Africa is a hippo. But more people are killed by dairy cows than hippos. More people are killed by domestic dogs, horses. Just think we just interact with them so often. But from a wild mammal is a hippo. And then I think crocodiles, reptiles across the world also probably eat quite a lot of us. Yeah, I remember that more people are killed by a dairy cow every year than most, or than all wild animals. Not put together, obviously, but individually. But yes, human beings. Jennifer, is that the one at the Natural History Museum in New York? We didn't have an art exhibit, but there was an interesting elephant exhibit at the Natural History Museum in New York that I did go to. Africa Sky, snake poisonings are actually generally not that high, much lower than you would think. And most of the people who get bitten by snakes are picking them up and playing with them. And not everyone does that, thankfully. Because what animal kills the most people in the world, and it's human beings. And mosquitoes then probably second. But yes, more people are killed by dairy cattle than by wild animals as a general rule. I have not heard about that one, Jennifer. I haven't seen that one. Oh, what do we got on the road? Nightjar. Yeah. Come on, Nightjar. We're sort of hitting the Kudu Krip hotspots, and I haven't seen any fresh tracks. Africa Sky, the funny thing is it's not even the cows that we eat for meat. It's the dairy cattle that seem to be more dangerous than the beef cattle. But they probably do deserve to get a few licks in. Oh, we've got eyes up ahead. It's just impala. Is it impala? Looks like it. Lots of eyes. Yep, impala trying to find a nice, safe, open space to spend the night where Kudu Krip can't sneak up on them. big herd here. Sorry guys, coming through. Oh, still going. Oh, coming over the top of that hill. The wind. Ugh. That was serious wind. It's truly a dark and stormy night for us. Don't think there's going to be any rain, but cold and windy and cloudy. You know it. Let's just keep, I'm just going to keep working these leopard areas now, where we've had good sightings of kudu krip. Oh, this is ideal hunting weather for big cats. Wow, lion and leopard, not so much for cheetahs. They'll love this. Is bitterly cold. I'm even going to cheat and put my heater on. Oh, nice warm toes. Must say, I don't really mind the cold. Wind I don't like, which is a very interesting thing. A lot of animals, people, all sorts don't like wind. Now, it's actually not liking wind is an instinctive response to the days when we had to live out in the wilderness. Because can you think about, we had our little stone tools, we even had our little iron tools and our little fire, and we were out here and this wind started. We wouldn't be able to hear the slightest thing. If Uncle Lion was coming to eat us, or hyena was coming to bite our foot, and even walking through the bush on windy days, you can't hear the elephants, they can't hear you, can't hear buffalo and hippo if they're out walking. So not liking wind is actually quite a normal instinctive response to us who evolved out somewhere on the savannas of Africa. Wow, I didn't think it was going to, I thought we were going to have a time where this wind was going to calm down, but it's actually getting harder actually. Let me see how hard the wind is blowing, more or less at the moment. What's it called? Oh, don't want to take my gloves off. up to 40 kilometers an hour. It's enough to be unpleasant. And the temperature has dropped to 59. Trying to drive, put my glove back on, shine a spotlight. Indeed. Janine, even without wind, it's amazing how silently a bear can move through the woods. All these animals, even an elephant, when he wants to be quiet. But when you've been walking in the bush for a long time, it's weird. You hear the tiniest little sounds and stuff that sort of give you a hint. Now, when it's, I don't like walking in thick bush when it's windy at all. One other thing about windy nights like this, you don't really see, genets, civets, even the scrub hares are keeping a low profile. Oh, as I say that, I see eyes. In the long grass. Wherever it is, don't see it now. Run off into the thickets again. Must have caught an eye here for a split second, maybe a genet. I say everything's nervous in this weather. Imagine how terrifying it must be to be out in the dark with this wind. Knowing that things with big teeth are prowling. hoping something might be sneaking down for a drink. Just the Egyptian geese, I don't want to disturb them too much. Alright. I won't lie, I'm quite looking forward to going home and getting toasty with my puppy. Also, with how dry it is, be careful with fires when the wind's up like this at this time of the year. Oh, what's that? What was that? What was that? Whatever it was just started running. Oh, it's a wildebeest. And a wildebeest, it's a canoe. Really not enjoying this windy weather, the canoe. All the impala, everything's sleeping at camp tonight. I think they feel safer here out on the airstrip. Oh, so I heard of wildebeest, heard of impala. I don't blame him. Okay. Show is very, very well. Alright, sorry about that, Di. But it is. Isn't it the 8th today? 9th. Alright. There we go, we made a bit of a mistake there. Sorry about that, but from a very cold and windy Lowveld of South Africa, I'm hoping on Wednesday when you see me next, the weather will be a little bit more pleasant to be out on safari, and hopefully we can catch up with those puppies. But for now, bye!